Would you like to see the alignments and the aspects we're talking about this week? Well, check out the weekly overview on the funastrology.com YouTube channel. A picture really is worth 1,000 words. Welcome to the hump day already. Boy, you get here fast when you have a shorter work week, don't you? Hump day already. Doesn't that sound good? Hi, everybody. It's Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology Podcast, Wednesday, September 4th. We have a pretty light day in the sky today, so I wanted to sneak in kind of some things that we're doing around here. Number one, if you remember, most of the last 3 years, we've done this program on Sunday nights called Level Up. Well, we've been on a little bit of a break here, and it's coming back in a week and a half, September 15th, Sunday, September 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's on our YouTube channel, Fun Astrology YouTube channel. And if you would like to participate in that, we would love to have you. And what I'm going to focus it on is Catherine Ponder is somebody that I just adore. She's still alive at 97, lives about 45 minutes down the road. And she did these prosperity classes back in the late 1950s in Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm going to use that as a template. And we're going to focus our minds on prosperity so prosperity will focus itself on us. And that's going to be the theme. Nothing to register for. It's free. And that's Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube channel. Then the other thing is in the show notes, I'm going to put all of the new social media platform channels, links that you can find posts that I'm doing in between, and particularly related to this podcast. The Twitter channel, I'm going to be putting a lot of in-between aspects during the day and significant things about astrology that we don't talk about on here will be on the Twitter channel. But there's a link to the Instagram and the YouTube, and all of that stuff will be in today's show notes. Would love to have you subscribe to any of those. And obviously, if you like what we're doing around here, tell your friends about it, because that's one of the objectives, is to try to spread the word a little bit further out. And speaking of that social post, today's big aspect happens at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. Mars, the red planet, the god of war, moves into watery, emotional, ruled by the moon, Cancer. It will be in there for just a tick over 2 months, so that takes it into early November. And as I was outlining some of those social media posts, I thought, that's about like a fire-breathing dragon having to go through a drive-through car wash. It's like you can just whoosh, watering that thing down. It's like, So Mars has come off of its run through Gemini. It has pulled past Jupiter enough to not be called a conjunction anymore. This afternoon, it enters this new sign that it's not so comfortable in, and it's going to have to spend 2 months in the car wash before it can get back into another fire sign, which of course will be Leo in early November. So the good news of this is it could cool Mars down a little bit, and I think Mars is a lot of what we've been experiencing over these last couple of months, as it has been parked right there on top of Jupiter. That Mars aggressive, conflicted, unsettled energy has been amplified. That's what Jupiter does. It's also been divided. That's what Gemini does. Some of you have had relationships separate under this energy. The other thing I think we should consider is, and this is a little ways out, but as Mars moves through Cancer, it will eventually move into an orb of a sextile to Uranus, which went retrograde on Sunday. And by the way, we have a new episode out on Old Soul, New Soul. It's one of the last two about the Uranus retrograde, and also bringing Pluto moving into Aquarius into that configuration, because obviously Uranus rules Aquarius. Very interesting information and thematic of what we are looking at over the next 20 years. We will talk more about that sextile to Uranus, and also there will be a square to the sun and the moon. So that's ahead of us. We'll catch up with that in a couple of weeks, but just know that that's out there. There are going to be some challenging and positive aspects with Mars's transit through Cancer. Now, let's check in with Kristen real quick on lucky stars for this week.
Hi, Thomas and Fun Astrology podcast listeners. I hope everyone enjoyed their lucky stars weekend with those lucky days Sunday and Monday. The rest of the week falls kind of flat, but we do have some days tagged for next week. So if you want to see what those are, join the Lucky Stars Club. Hope to see you there.
The link to that normally is in the show notes, but this time it will be at the top of the funastrology.com website because we're putting all those social links in the notes today. One other quick but important thing today, Luna moves into Libra. That's at 12:11, or we could say 12:12, because I like them, 12:12 Eastern, so 11:11 if you're in Central. Stagger that minute if you want. But anyway, there about that time, the moon will enter Libra for the next, 2.5 days, because we get the back half of today, all of tomorrow, all of Friday, before it moves into my sign of Scorpio early Saturday morning. So there now we get to really relish in that balance and harmony and peacefulness and love of Libra. So let's slap a keyword on this for the next, 3 days. Just focus on love. Really stay in that balance of Libra. Think of all things beautiful. Just ignore all the rest. Focus on the good, the beautiful, the balanced, the things that make you happy, the sensual, the things that get your senses moving. That's the focus over the next 3 days. And in any kind of conversation that might be a little tense, you be the catalyst for the balance. All right? There you go. That'll fix you up for hump day. Have a good one. I love ya. Speaking of, I love you. Bye-bye.